Yeah, yeah.
All right. I am recording now.
As am I.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
How we doing tonight?
What the fuck did you just
Recently-
post, Phoenix?
Oh yeah. Just a clip, just a little screen grab from a speech that happened today.
He looks like a supervillain.
It's not edited, by the way. Not one bit.
Who
That's
thought that the
legitimate.
black and red was a good idea?
Hmm.
Oh, that's what I was questioning while watching it. I was very confused what year it was.
Alright, I should start streaming, even though I'm not really doing anything at the moment. Well, I had to take a break to do Flight Rising stuff after doing this Voidling order, so... By the way, Phoenix, if you can, ignore the player base, you should totally play Flight Rising.
I was thinking about it because the more I see what you're making for it, the more I want to get involved.
Okay,
in that.
I'm not making
horrible.
anything for Flight Rising.
I know you're making sprites though.
What?
Like the art you've been showing me for Flight Rising.
She's selling it to people for in-game currency.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
not...
something in the game.
Yeah, it's not... Okay, well, the skins that I've been making are, but those also aren't really... It's difficult to explain. Also, they're not sprites.
I didn't mean sprite. I misspoke when I said that. That's why I shut up when I said that real quick.
Yeah, I think you heard my noise of confusion, and that clued you in to...
Yeah, I was like,
Stop
I
talking.
misspoke. Exactly.
Yeah, Flight Rising is fun if you can, ignore certain parts of the player base. Because the player base and staff is very woke, and also the staff isn't incredibly competent, but the game is fun.
Isn't there a saying, go get woke, go broke, or something like that?
Yeah, except in this case, it's get woke, get a lot of money.
Well, times are shifting. Maybe you draw a more conservative crowd to the game.
Hmm.
Okay.
I mean, the player base was literally allowed to bully not just one but two admins, because the first one said stuff that they thought was transphobic, and the second one used to be a cop.
Oh.
Yeah.
God forbid someone is in law enforcement.
Yeah, I know, right?
See, I have nothing against local law enforcement. When it's controlled by the government, I have issues with it.
I mean, even then, a lot of them are
I don't
just doing
trust
their
the
jobs.
FBI. Yeah, that's not a good excuse for atrocities.
Yeah, I know. But, oh god, what the hell? I'm sorry, Shadow just pinged me in Zedge because Arknight stuff. We're getting, okay, so China just got an announcement that one of the major NPCs of a recent event is becoming an operator, and that's interesting to me.
Oh, shit.
And I just posted...
That's cool.
I posted two things. One, I posted WTF, and then I posted 0 out of 10, not a furry. Because I've been
Arknights things.
Yeah, I've been doing this thing where, okay, so in the Arknights community, there is something called niche knights, which is basically restricting your operator squad to specific types of operators. It could be class knights, which are like snipers only, vanguards only, guards only, whatever. It could be race knights, which is cats or birds or horses or whatever. I'm doing Furry Nights, and that's a problem because not only does Furry Nights not even have 12 operators, so I don't even have a full squad, but also I'm missing a Vanguard and a Medic, and those are like arguably the two most important classes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wonder who has more furries in the community, Arknights or Pokemon?
Yes.
I think Arknights has a higher percentage, and
Pokemon has more in general.
Pokemon has more because there are millions of Pokemon
Yeah.
fans.
Also, like, the Arknights community is not incredibly friendly towards furries.
Neither is the Warhammer community.
I'm talking. Does the Warhammer community frequently make gas chamber jokes about furries?
No, we have Exterminatus.
I don't know
That's
what that
complete.
means.
That's genocide.
Oh.
Pure genocide.
Okay, well, I've seen a ton of gas chamber or gasoline fire or whatever comments about furries.
Oh God, I just the jokes that just ran through my head instantly just was like, huh, that fur looks painful.
What?
Oh, that's terrible. The fake fur for the costume for the actual costumes. Never mind.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't think that way.
Oh, yeah.
Dark humor just tickles the little part of my brain.
Yeah, it's just that, like, it's really common to see people telling me to fuck off because I'm a furry.
See, that I don't like. I'm
Yeah,
accepting of anyone and everyone until they start trying to change me.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The second they start changing me, then yeah, I'm going to have a problem with them.
I mean, that was one of the reasons that I changed my avatar because, like, not just on Discord, but like on Twitter sometimes, and especially in YouTube comments, I would get random replies or messages or whatever just from people that don't like that I had a art fox as my avatar.
I'm glad I've never had any problems with people bitching about my bird.
That's because it doesn't come across as a furry character, it just comes across as a bird.
Yeah.
It's even more surprising for me, which is funny because mine has nothing to do with personas or anything. It's just a character from a video game.
But
Not
see,
even a character.
But see, yours also doesn't really read like a furry. Like, if even for someone who doesn't know what Telefang is, it might come across as just, oh, that's some character from a video game.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, for the sake of a smooth transition, speaking of characters from video games, what do y'all think of Graffi? Graffi?
I haven't seen anything more than just the teasers.
Oh, you didn't see the official picture?
No.
I actually like its design in a vacuum. Like, I think it's really cool.
I am going to be honest. I genuinely hate it.
Well, show it to me.
I am. I mean, it's if it had different eyes, I'm in the sardonic server on my phone.
Oh.
Voice contacts, image, Graffi. Graffi. I've always wanted an eye. I've always wanted an eye Pokemon too, and this is just like
Apom.
I always thought Apom was just a monkey.
No, it's inspired by the II.
Oh, this is taking
Just
forever
look
on
at
my
its-
phone.
I mean, it is spelled AI Pom, so it's there was probably an intention at some point that it's pronounced IPOM.
There it goes.
Oh, I actually kind of like that.
I don't like the eyes, and that's just what throws me.
Honestly, I dig it. I probably won't use it, but I dig it.
Normal poison, by the way.
Huh. Is that a new combination?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah. One of its normal abilities is unburden, by the way.
Oh god.
The whole gimmick is it eats berries.
Ah.
I guess the berry it eats changes the paint it uses as a weapon. I'm sure they're going to have that visually represented.
Somehow I doubt it.
Yeah, after those attack animations, I'm a little concerned about that part of the game.
Didn't they say that they were like improving like how the Pokemon turns around and stuff?
Yeah, that's overworld stuff. I'm talking like in-game battle animations are like Sun and Moon levels
I mean,
of animation.
honestly, who cares that much?
The only reason why I'm going to be a little keyed about it, we just had entirely new battle animations from Pokemon Arceus.
Hmm. Honestly, I kind of dig this design.
I'm the odd man out.
Also, its second ability is Poison Touch.
Of course it is.
Yeah. I find it interesting that they went for the paint on the fingers route instead of the slightly more obvious paint on the tail route.
But Smeargle.
I know.
But I think it's because the eye with the long middle finger kind of thing.
Yeah.
It works as a paintbrush.
Yeah.
Those eyes, man. It has Spider-Man eyes.
Although this reminds me,
I like the eyes.
This reminds me, Phoenix. Did you see my latest Fakemon?
Oh no, I have not.
Hang on. Need to go find it. It's on stream.
Okay, let me click onto it. Oh, I did see that on Twitter. Yeah, I liked it.
It took so long to figure out a good pose for it.
I love the typing you gave it.
I mean, I've had this idea for a very long time, and it's like it's a take on Firegrass that I've never actually seen. Like, I've seen tiki torches, but not really bamboo torches attached to an animal.
There's countless pepper Pokemon, countless tiki Pokemon. Never that. Yeah, I love the shiny.
The shiny was intended to be more black and white, but I guess that just didn't really work.
Happen?
Yeah. Because, like, it's a red panda, so why not make the shiny a regular panda?
Yeah.
But I especially love the face.
Is this for that other project you've been talking about?
It's the art decks.
Art decks.
Yeah. I just kind of got bored one day and drew it.
I haven't created a Pokemon for my little thing in a long time because of needle felting.
Right. Speaking of, how much for a needle felted Voidwalker doll?
I wouldn't even charge you full price. Like that, I don't.
Regardless, how much?
What size?
About whatever the size of the Miraidon was, because you asked if I wanted it that size, and
4
I said
feet.
yes. Okay.
About 4 feet.
Yeah.
Like, I would never charge you full price. Like the Miraidon, I would. If I was to sell that one specifically, that would be 100 or so. I would never charge a friend full price.
Okay, but that's not my point. My point is, how much would you charge?
Charge you personally?
Yeah.
For material, I'll probably just charge you for materials like $50.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, I actually do have a question though. What's the texture on the Miraidon? Like, is it something that you could treat as a plush toy, or is it too stiff or something for that?
It depends on what part we're talking about. The armor panels are felt sheets, just straight up felt sheets. I cut to shape and just pinned on and like stitched and felted onto it. The electric parts, or like the purple and yellow parts of its chest,
Yeah.
that was felted with wool, and it's not stiff, but it's not plush soft. It's soft, but not.
Okay. What about like the main body though? Is that what you were saying with the felt sheets?
The dark purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are felt sheets.
The dark purple, the yellow, the
the yellow.
whatever
The yellow
color.
is not. The yellow is wool.
Oh, okay.
It's softer.
Yeah, because I'd want something softer in texture because it would likely go on my
I
bed.
wouldn't do. I wouldn't. I'd probably do it all wool. I only did the felt sheets because it was the best way to pull off the look of armor.
Okay. And Voidwalkers don't really have armor.
Right. Now, what would you want embroidered?
Probably the fins, honestly.
Oof, I don't know if that would actually work
with
embroidery. Embroidery is more like body marks and eyes.
Then whatever.
I can also make resin eyes too.
Then the markings, I guess.
Okay. I can also do resin eyes.
Whatever's easier.
Embroidered. Oh, it doesn't matter. I just want to make the client happy. The fins could be done with felt sheets, or like a nice fabric.
Let me get you an image, and you can just tell me what you would do with it if you were given creative freedom.
Okay.
Where's the good reference image?
Oh shit!
What's wrong?
Time she gets back to me with that. My friend finally told me when the craft fair is. I'm doing it October 15th, the week of my birthday.
Nice.
I was really, really hoping I would have at least to the end of October. Shit.
Oh no.
Like I just started doing mass production of miniature palm pumpkins. I'm calling them. They're jack-o'-lanterns that fit in the palm of your hand. Let me pause my game. Okay, This is what I would definitely probably do the patches with embroidery.
Okay.
The fins. You saw my chimera, right?
Yes.
I would probably do that in a similar way I did the wings, where I do the spine bits, and then I do a fabric in between.
Right. Because I was thinking it might be easiest to make the struts of the fins out of wire or whatever, so that it's movable.
That would definitely be wire.
Okay.
I would probably do a double twist of 18 gauge. The eyes. I forgot your Voidwalkers have interesting eyes. Do they have any pupils or anything?
Their pupils are white. If you look at the stream, you can even just see. I'm gonna change the color. So
I see the little. Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Their pupils are white, but they appear colored because their eyes glow. So.
So I don't know if I'd be able to do that with resin. I mean, it looks like it could be just a good embroidered patch to make.
Yeah, I mean, if we're ignoring the glow, it would just look like that.
Okay.
Ava needs to go outside, so I'm gonna go deal with that.
Okay.
But yeah. Now, looking at those little spots, like the reflection. I assume it's reflection.
That's just scale texture. It's highlights.
I could probably do that with an airbrush.
Well, it doesn't
give it, the effect.
It doesn't need to be done like that. It's just lighting.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It's just light reflecting off of the scales in particular places.
Definitely save. I think I have 4 tentacles left for my Kraken project that I scrapped. I'll definitely save one of them for this tail. The tail is very similar to Miraidon's tail.
Ah.
Like my scrapped Kraken, like it's turning. It was my intentions were to turn one into Koraidon and Miraidon. Don't have time to make Koraidon before the games.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. No, this. I mean, letting you know right now, it would take me probably a month or so to put this together.
That's fine. Here's another image because it's funny.
I like that one. Now, what about the purple bits on the legs?
They're not necessary.
Okay, because I was thinking I know some tricks with the wool where you just needle felt it into the bottom, and you just like comb it outward, and it makes it like how I did my Phoenix. Make it look all flowy. Like if you want it, it's possible.
Yeah, like if you'll notice, the first image and even the third image don't have those. That's not part of the Voidwalker. It's just an effect that happens sometimes.
Okay. I mean, it would be it would be much easier than Miraidon was.
Right. Not as many parts to take into consideration.
I don't have to worry about carving articulated joints for it.
That too.
Huh?
I said that too.
Yeah, because you said you want this to be like a bed piece, right?
Yeah.
That's no soft or no hard or breakable things.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. The only thing I would be worried about is the wire inside the fence.
I mean, if it's like flexible wire, then it can just fold against the body and not be an issue.
Oh yeah, this wouldn't be a hard thing at all. A fun project.
Yeah.
I noticed sometimes you have like an amulet around its neck.
That is called a void core, and that is specific to certain characters.
Okay. You wouldn't want me to make you a resin one of those?
Not unless I was using a character that does have that, because let me go find the character in question.
Okay.
Can't find a good image of it here. Yeah, because I'll just use this one. This is just an accessory for this particular character. And this actually is who I normally would get stuff of, but like, I don't know, Cassarius become more my mascot than Caryodry has, so.
Okay, so also, I will include, because I know you said you wanted it, the little resin dragon, the resin raven skull.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something I've always entitled. I've been like taking notes of everything you've wanted.
Okay then.
But yeah, I have. Now, is it the white one you want specifically? Or
Most likely.
okay, like if I'll let you decide. You have at least until October to decide, because I'm going once commissions. Like I'm going to wait until like I have them more. Right now, I'm focusing on the craft shit.
Right.
Oh, I think I actually have a resin mold that looks like that.
The lines in the middle are showing like its shape. It's basically just a Sims crystal, but blue.
Okay. I know I have some gemstone resin molds.
Doesn't the Sims crystal have a name?
Yes.
I mean, the shape does. I don't remember it at the moment, but it does.
I'm Bob.
No, I mean the shape. Like, I think it's dipyramid something like that. Hang on.
I love I'm completely. All my footage has been paused to go over the Voidwalker.
Okay, so it's actually not the same shape as a Sims crystal because that appears to have 12 or 10 faces, and this only has 8.
So it's like an elongated 8-sided die.
Sure. Hang on. Eight-sided diamond. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I know that the basic shape is called a dipyramid because it's 2 pyramids on top of each other. I think it's like octahedral dipyramid or something. Or dipyramidal octahedron. Something like that.
I mean, this is stuff I know we will probably talk further about. It has toe beans, right?
No, actually.
Oh, okay. The little ones have toe beans, right?
No.
Which creature do you make that has toe beans?
It wasn't a creature that I made, it was my Flight Rising dragon.
Oh, okay.
Hang on, I'll pull
Things
it up.
get muddled together sometimes.
Yeah, it's fine. I have it in here somewhere. Ah, there it is.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, Voidwalkers do not have paw pads.
Okay. We'll try to keep it as lightweight as possible because since you want it as a bed piece, I'm going to try to avoid using armatures in the legs.
Okay.
That'll be pokey. I'll try to keep it as lightweight as possible, so I'll probably use a foam core as well as wool core.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I can carve the body out of foam and just layer the foam on top of it.
Yeah, whatever's easier, honestly.
Every craft is an adventure. Mass producing miniature pumpkins, and then miniature ghosts, and then cat ears, and then resin work. And all in a month and 15 days.
Mm. Why do you think this was a good idea?
Oh, I knew I had more time than this. I just started. I can do it. It's not that long. Like I did 5 pumpkins today.
Ah.
I'm only doing 20 of them. But I done 20 pumpkins. I mean, I only did the cores. I still have to color them.
Right.
The faces on them. That I could probably do 10 a day when it comes to that.
Okay, this thing has artificial markings, and I don't know what to do for that.
I will be right back.
Yep.
Yep.
So while I go away, enjoy everyone watching on my end. Enjoy the rest of the Ragnarok Raven crew.
Oh, okay.
No doubt.
I thought we were gonna pause or something, but nah.
Now, if only I had something to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like we have no idea what to talk about when Phoenix is gone.
Yeah.
Hopefully he won't be gone for too long, but like
yeah.
he sounds like he's going back.
Yeah.
I'm not good at this.
Hmm.
Do we want to start talking about the rebalance and just let Phoenix figure out what the hell we're talking about when he comes back?
Yeah. So, fairly recently, we decided in Sardonyx to go through and try to rebalance all the Pokemon stats.
And by we, he means mostly him, and then I just kind of joined in.
Let's see.
And I'm just in the background wondering what the hell these two are doing.
Let's see. How many have been done so far? Let's check. 1,084 have been done, and I was responsible for I don't know how many of those.
Like 80% of them or more.
Yeah.
Mostly
And
because like
there's
you started working on them when I wasn't aware that you were working on them a lot, so it's like
yeah.
I just like look at the server at one moment and see that you've been doing more, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I mean it's just a matter of putting numbers in a sheet.
yeah.
Uh
I I love how we've been making use of the fact that Pokemon base stats can range from 1 to 255.
yes. I mean not that much.
Yeah.
Uh but yeah, the general idea with the big rebalance is to give Pokemon their own
Niche.
what was that? Yeah, niche. There. What was the
You
phrase I
said
used
identity.
before? Yeah, their own identity in battle.
Yeah.
That every Pokemon has a reason to be used, even if it isn't the best Pokemon.
Right, and there have been more than one Pokemon where we've both just looked at it and went, "What the hell was Game Freak trying to do with this?" Like
Yeah.
Leaf and Bell,
Well, yeah.
well, Victory Bell in general, but like,
Yeah.
Bellossom was another one, I think.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I mean, Bellossom isn't terrible, but it's just there's so many other Pokemon better than Bellossom that you know.
Yeah, like why would you use Bellossom unless you like it?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm drawing. But whatever it is, it seems to be working.
But yeah, I have no idea when, or quite frankly, even if these changes will go live.
It's probably
But
going to be a 3.0 thing.
wow, that's cool.
I mean, as opposed to like 2.9 or something.
Which is to say 3.0 at the earliest.
Yeah.
I would say more 4.0, considering we have a million other things to worry about with 3.0.
Yeah, it's well. Also, like I think Nate even offered to make the changes himself. So it's
Yeah,
not like it would take time away from us.
what I was considering doing is making a copy of the relevant PBS files, throwing them in a probably another folder, and just editing those copies.
Yeah,
And then
because this is going to require heavy testing, and
yes,
it's best to do that with a major version, either 3.0 or 4.0.
yep.
Well, I mean, why not the version we're already having to reconsider levels?
I'm not sure.
Because if we're already concerned about levels at this point, rebalancing everything isn't going to help with
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
I suppose that's fair. My reasoning was because unlike with the level thing, it's not going to require people to restart their game because the level thing definitely will, because then people are likely going to be over their level caps. So, like, it made sense to me to say 3.0 at the earliest because, one, it's true, and two, it seems like something that doesn't necessarily have to wait until 4.0, but probably should.
Or in other words, the optimistic way to look at it is 3.0.
Yeah.
Just let us
Yeah,
be
at this point, I'm
optimistic, damn it.
just gonna say no.
Just let us hope.
You already have vaporwave grow rate. You don't need hope right now.
I always need hope.
There
But
are some good highlights from.
yeah, like Wobbuffet and shit Ninja,
Yeah.
and the Mega Evolution
So
that's not revealed.
yeah. I mean, Wobbuffet is a fun one because, like, with Wobbuffet, its only way to do damage is by counter and mirror coat. And the thing is, with those attacks, they do more damage based on the damage the Pokemon takes. So why not maximize its HP while reducing its defenses so it can take more damage
Yep.
at once? I feel like that's a fair thing to do.
Yeah. Really
It's not like
save that.
Wobbuffet was Uber already.
Yeah. Ah, there we go.
And also the thing with Shedinja is that it's just silly more than anything.
Yeah.
Because we didn't actually go that crazy with it.
No.
We just set its defenses to 1 because why the hell does it need defenses when it has 1 HP?
Yeah.
And it's not like we raised its stats to get to any sort of base stat total. We just put reasonable numbers in the attacking stats.
Yep. It's like Shedinja's BST doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, that's weirdly pretty. Wow, this is pretty.
It is pretty.
Okay, this one was void. Okay. So, like, what else is there to highlight?
Ah. Trying to think. After going through over 1,000,
Yeah.
they all just have blended together. So.
Yeah.
But there are general patterns, like if something is a special attacker, its attack will be got decreased in the rebalance.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Which also made it hard to balance things sometimes because it's like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Like, we wanted to increase to a specific BST, or at the very least, we wanted to stay at the same BST, and suddenly just taking points out of the off attack stat made it really scary.
Yes.
And then we reached the point where if everything is scary, then nothing is.
Yeah.
So it balances out.
It does. But I think it still needs to go through like a group review phase.
Yeah.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hi.
I apologize about that.
You missed an entire discussion in which Nate and I desperately tried to fill the silence.
Yeah.
Oh, then I can't wait to hear it back. Gives me a reason to watch my own recording. Uh, While I was talking to my grandfather, I was checking out the Miraidon art doll thing.
Yeah.
The best way I can describe the wool feeling is like soft yarn.
Ah,
But not like yarn, obviously.
right. That's a pretty blue.
Looks like something that would glow nice under a black light.
Okay. This was striped. But yeah, there's basically just a discussion about Nate and I rebalancing stats for Sardonyx.
Ah, you're going to actually do that with Sardonyx.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know you were when we were talking about it last week with his that giant spreadsheet.
Yeah, so it's not the extreme version I was doing, but
Okay.
more just keeping things in line with what they are already, bringing Pokemon, up into a usable state,
Mhm.
and generally giving things more distinct identities.
A lot of Pokemon do need that because a lot of Pokemon are either the
Yes.
same or just horrible for no reason.
Typhlosion has its
Yeah.
own stats now.
Yeah. Because did you know that in the canon games, Typhlosion's stats are exactly the same as Charizard's?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
You didn't?
Yeah.
It's a fairly
I
well-known
never
fact
knew
these
that.
days.
I don't pay attention when it comes to Charizard. I kind of tune everything out.
Hmm.
I have a strong dislike for that Pokemon.
Lame.
Oh.
I like its megas, especially Y.
You like the Altaran one.
Yes, I do. I like the Alpine one.
Now, is the dislike actually founded in anything, or is it just oversaturation?
Saturation.
Huh.
It's in everything.
See,
And
like,
I'm
I
glad at least.
don't really care about how oversaturated Pokemon is. If I like the design, I just like it.
That's
I
like one
find
of the
it
reasons.
funny that in like the anime and the manga, they're really good at making just individual Charizards be really great
Yeah.
in terms of personality.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Like the whole thing with Ash leaving his Charizard at Charizard
Yeah.
Mountain to train. There was like an alpha one that was like a bully.
Yeah.
yeah.
There was the Lady Charizard that it was like it had its own. I would rather watch an anime about Charizard going through waterfall training than watching Ash get his ass kicked for the umpteenth time.
Yeah.
You should still watch the XYZ series.
Yes.
I
It
did
was
watch XYZ. It's my favorite.
Yeah, it was like genuinely Ash at his best.
I agree.
He got cheated out of that league victory.
I agree.
Listen, I know that it made sense in like the context of the show that he didn't win, but also like he deserved to be rewarded for how good of a trainer he was that series.
He had a great team
Yeah,
going into the
he
championship.
had a fucking pseudo legendary.
Mm-hmm.
He had a
He
Noivern.
had his own version of a Mega.
Yeah.
And Alon just had a better plot armor.
Yeah.
I can never get angry at Ash for that loss.
Well, I'm not angry at Ash. I'm angry at the show writers.
Yeah. At least they. I'm not going to say they redeemed themselves, but that closing arc with Zygarde was amazing.
I'm just saying that they should have let Ash have his reward for having an actually good team.
Well, I mean, at least it's better than having him come to top 2 after being in the top 8 after being in the top. Wait, what? Top 2, top 4. Sorry.
He only ever seems to win
Austin
leagues.
Cameron never should have happened.
He only ever seems to win leagues that aren't actually leagues.
Oof.
Oh, will he beat Leon? That's the question.
Will he beat Leon?
That's the question.
Probably yes.
Would be like I wouldn't mind him beating Leon. Question is, where the hell do you go from here?
I still like that idea we talked about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we did. Where he
Ash
just goes,
basically.
He goes to
becomes a teacher
Altaris.
for. You know.
I wish.
I've made like half jokes about that before because I unironically think that Ash and Altaris would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
XYZ Ash specifically because he's the only one that would actually stand any sort of chance.
You should put it in as a secret battle.
No.
Oh,
I mean, why not at this point? They're having it in Masters.
no. He is canonically in a game for once.
Because Ash died in the
Yeah.
roleplay.
Oh my god.
The
But
roleplay
that
fucking
wasn't Ash Ketchum. That was Ash Misty Brock.
No, I'm talking about the opening post of the roleplay where a fake Ash had evolved his Pikachu into a Raichu and then lost a deathmatch.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Roleplay fucking opens with Ash dying.
The world's a better place for it.
Didn't we kill enough? Didn't someone else kill an anime character?
I don't remember, but I do know that for some reason, Niumi had Max in the roleplay.
Was that Naomi or Fallen?
It was one of the two. I almost said Fallen, but I think it was Niumi.
Smiles and nods.
And this is not stuff that you would understand anyway.
I know. I know.
I'm like 90% sure
Yumi
it
is the
was.
person who made Petra, and Fallen is the person who made Kaden, right?
No,
Oh.
I think that was. I forget his name, but Fallen made Mary and Zemeth.
Okay. For some reason, I
And
thought it was
Freeman.
Kaden because
Oh, and
probably
Freeman.
because Kaden feels so much like a Fallen character.
He does, but I think that was Brawlinator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That makes
I
sense
think
too.
that was him.
Yeah.
Names anybody else will not recognize.
Yeah, like literally only
Watch this.
Zedge
We have
people.
other friends.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if Brawlinator counts as a friend because like I've literally never interacted with him outside of the roleplay,
Yeah, fair.
and I don't even know where Naomi is.
Yeah, I think it's fair that I forget details like which character is whose, considering how many years it's been since the
Yeah.
roleplay.
Yeah. And I really should have actually. Yes. Okay. But yeah, like the roleplay was fucking wild.
It was.
It did spawn an entire fan game.
Did?
Yeah.
That's awesome on its own.
Well, that's because the roleplay never finished, and I still had a story to tell.
Hey, no better way to tell a story, especially for a Pokemon story.
Yeah.
Right. So, what else to talk about?
There was an interesting death just recently.
Oh,
IRL?
Yes.
Oh,
in real life.
Gorbachev.
Yeah.
Oh, that is interesting. Oh, what are the odds that Putin had him killed?
Pretty high, probably.
I'm not even sure what we're
That's
talking
He
about.
bad.
was-
That's bad too.
I'm not even sure what we're talking
It's
about.
91.
Mikhail Gorbachev.
I don't know.
The-
The
was-
last president of the Soviet Union.
Ah.
Who is totally against the war in Ukraine, by the way.
Ah,
Was, rather.
It was like one of those things when I heard about his death, the first thing I thought was, huh, he was still alive?
That's my entire family would said the same exact thing.
Like, it's not even that I specifically thought he died, it's just I was surprised he was alive.
And meanwhile, Queen Elizabeth is outliving everybody.
Yep.
God bless her. I ain't saying shit, but she's met, I think, almost every president since Roosevelt, or was it even before Roosevelt? Franklin Delano
I don't know.
Roosevelt.
eh.
Yeah, no, he was the Gorbachev was the one who ended the Soviet Union, basically.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
A lot of Russians hated him because of that.
Yes. And there was also a funny Russian Pizza Hut commercial talking about that.
Does it have to do with the Weinstein?
No, the premise of the commercial, it was a Russian commercial for Pizza Hut. And basically this guy walks into the Pizza Hut, angry about how Gorbachev ended the Soviet Union, brought political instability, stuff like that. Then, uh, getting into an argument with some of the other patrons, and then one of the other patrons go, he brought Pizza Hut. And the guy that was arguing was just like, oh, right.
I like that. That's a good commercial.
Also,
Sounds funny.
like, I know it's just suspension of disbelief, but why would you go into a Pizza Hut and complain about a politician?
There was
Just
more
apparently
to the
having
commercial. I can't remember the entire thing.
Huh.
Oh, I mean, I've heard people coming into Walmart and other stores bitching about Biden.
Sir, this
Yeah.
is a Wendy's.
Exactly. That's exact. I heard she right there. I just love it. Created instability by ending communism. I think you were already unstable there, buddy.
Ha. In more than one sense.
Miracle, you have a Pizza Hut to get fed.
Politics, we got them.
Oh yeah. We're heading into a dark place ourselves here in the United States, so world viewers, keep eyes here. You never know. You might see an electric boogaloo.
Yep. Question is, what would it be an electric boogaloo of?
It depends. I mean, Biden's threatened us twice using F-15s on us, so.
What?
That's,
Oh, you didn't hear? Yeah,
No.
this is the
That's
first time.
not what he said.
Okay, he says we need F-15s to overthrow the government.
Yeah.
And the first time he said that, he said he would use them to stop us too. The second time he didn't say that. But even bringing it up, people get a little, you shouldn't be saying that kind of thing. And another thing to say is technically we can own an F-15 if you're able to buy it from, I think it's Lockheed Martin. It just doesn't come with all the, like, the missiles, the guns, the technology that makes it work. But you can buy an F-15.
Interesting.
You can buy and fly it. It just doesn't have the military equipment in it. I can, right now, if I had $31 million, I could buy an A-1 Abrams main battle tank. It would not have the trophy system. It wouldn't have the gun like the cannon. It wouldn't have that. You would just have a husk.
This all reminds me. Did you know that it's weirdly easy to get a pilot's license?
Oh yeah, easier than a driver's license here in New York. That's for sure. Sometimes I wonder if it's easier.
Manufacturer was originally McDonnell Douglas, and is now Boeing.
Ah, it's a Boeing plane. Interesting. I don't know why I always thought it was Lockheed Martin. Thank you for correcting me on that. My dad would be ashamed of me.
I mean, probably because, like, at least these days, we associate Boeing more with commercial aircraft, and Lockheed Martin more with military aircraft. But
right. That's a fascinating thing. I will like. That's interesting to me. I know like the AC-130. I'm pretty sure that's Lockheed Martin. The like the AC big gunship, and then I'm pretty sure they're the ones developing the F-35. I could be wrong on that one. That might be multiple people developing that. Of how complex it is.
Hmm.
Then there's a prototype jet. It's called the Jet of the Future, where it can go underwater, take off from the water, and go into space. I want to know what they were smoking when they came up with that idea.
Interesting.
Oh, that reminds me of the Futurama joke.
What?
So, Futurama, they have a spaceship. And there's one point where they go into the ocean, and someone brings up, oh, it goes in space, so therefore it can go into the ocean too, right? How many atmospheres can this take? Oh, approximately 0 to 1.
Huh.
Spaceship.
Like that one.
And then it just like crumples.
Yeah. That sounds accurate.
Yes. Futurama was so good.
Yeah.
Regret not watching it in the heyday.
I wasn't allowed to watch it.
I had no interest in those kind of things back when it was like when I was little. Like my mom didn't care if I watched like Family Guy and The Simpsons. Family Guy was the only one I actually enjoyed until it got like bad. And The Simpsons was great until recently.
Yeah. Even watching some of the early stuff of Family Guy, it just doesn't click with me at all.
Yeah. It's like some of the jokes do not land.
Yeah, and that's always been the problem.
It's Seth MacFarlane. You have to have taste for Seth MacFarlane.
I don't mind him that much.
Yeah, for me, it's one of those things where it's like, every few episodes, there's one joke that gets me to laugh.
Yeah.
And now it's like every 100 episodes.
Yeah.
American Dad, I it clicked with me more than Family Guy did.
I didn't like it that much.
I don't know what it was that I liked about it. It was just like
To me, I mean, I haven't seen very much of American Dad. Just an odd episode here and there. It seems less mean spirited to me, and more just about being funny.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like they don't make purposeful digs at anybody.
Yeah. I mean,
You'll
again,
have
I'm not an expert. I've seen maybe 4 episodes in my life.
they don't target specific people, and they'll target the government every now and then for a crack, but mostly it's story-driven episodes.
Yeah. I mean, not even just like specific real people, but I mean even other characters that they don't real. I mean, they do, of course, but more in the sense that a family takes digs at each other.
Yeah, poor Meg.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was focused on the voidling.
Fine.
Yeah, and then there's The Simpsons, where like even the modern episodes will be funny at some point.
Mm-hmm. Like classic Simpsons, that was bangers. Like left and right, they had good jokes. But as modern Simpsons, it's like you'll get a good laugh every now and then. It's just not what it used to be.
Yeah.
At least they've become self-aware, and they're making an episode where they make fun of themselves for predicting the future.
Nice.
Like they, I
And
don't know
also the occasional really heartfelt episode of The
Yeah.
Simpsons is so good.
Mm-hmm. The reason why Simpsons lasted 30-something years.
Yeah.
Other shows don't. Now we have Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Rick and Morty doesn't appeal to me. I've never watched it, but
I like it. It's pretty good.
And not a huge fan of it, or at least not the subculture around it.
Yeah, ignore the subculture. Yeah, there's a lot of if you don't like it, they just assume you're not smart enough to like it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to them, the jokes aren't that highbrow where it's like you need to have a degree in rocket science to understand the joke. They're not like that at all.
Nope.
God,
I'm sorry, it's just a TV show.
Oh dear.
There's so many voidlings in this folder.
I got a serious question. I've been asking this to everybody when I talk politics with other people.
Yeah.
And we're a diverse group of people politically, at least for the most part.
Yeah.
If, by some means, God forbid, a civil war does break out, do you think the military is actually going to side with the government and open fire on the citizens, or do you think they're going to refuse to take up arms against their own people?
I think that they would be split.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There would be some people who would be too into that have to follow orders doctrine that the military tries to impress upon their soldiers, and there would be those that still have some humanity left.
Ones who aren't fully brainwashed.
Yeah.
Let's face it, there's a reason why there's a joke about Marines eating crayons.
Mm.
And then
I can say that because I have military. I'm from a military family.
Yeah. And then there's people that are going to be more loyal to their state than either the government or anything else. There's going to be,
Yeah, this is like if it ever happens, I don't think it's going to be like it was for the original Civil War. I think it'll just be to the point where everything breaks apart. Each state just becomes its own like little nation.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Or even sometimes several states grouping together.
Yeah, well, like the Dakotas and the Carolinas and I don't think West Virginia would want anything to do with regular Virginia. They're too busy being
No.
mountain people.
I'm not sure that our country, as the political climate is now, would survive another genuine civil war.
Go on.
No.
Because people are way too us versus them right now. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
That's bad.
I think that if there was genuinely a civil war, either the country would split in two, or one side would eradicate the other. And that's not a good thing no matter what side you're on.
Because it'll leave America weak for China to come in and just roll over everything.
That, and also, like, just because the other side disagrees with you, that doesn't make them bad people.
You just gotta watch out for the ones that are starting to other others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like certain people on the left calling people on the right maggots.
I mean, this is like what was it, like 5 steps to genocide or whatever?
Yeah, we're at a tipping point with that one.
Yeah.
And it's scary because the government is on a certain side with this. Currently.
It's weird.
The government is siding with the billionaires.
Yeah. It's partly...
It's not siding with the liberals. It's not siding with the conservatives.
Yeah.
It is siding with the rich people.
It's a matter of siding with the money and siding with good press.
Yeah.
Scary time we're living in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to be the black pill doomsayer, but
it's hard not to be these days.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like I watched Biden's entire speech today, where he looked like a certain mustache aficionado from the 40s, giving a speech with an all red background. I'm like, are they self-aware at this point? Do they realize what they're doing? Do they realize how bad this makes him look? The speech he's giving, where he's basically calling the Republicans enemies, the enemy of the nation. It's just like, it's. When Biden was elected, he said he was going to be the great unifier, bringing together left and right. And all he's done is divide the country more and more. And I don't think it's even Biden. I think it's whoever's pulling his strings, because you know that man's not all upstairs.
No.
And he's just a mouthpiece.
Yeah. And the thing is, that's really what the mega rich want. They want to divide us.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like that's why, I can't even say Trump, because Trump was the mega rich.
Yeah.
Is the mega rich.
But the thing with Trump was that even though he was a very divisive president, he was probably also the best president in my living memory.
Yeah, definitely in our living memory, definitely.
And before like the one person who stumbles across this and isn't part of our friend group watches this and gets on my case for saying that, Trump actually put America first. And I understand that we have allies overseas, but we need to fix our own shit before we can think about fixing theirs.
Exactly.
We are not the world police.
Let's go point out some things real quick with past presidents of our living memory, at least.
Well, I mean, before you do that, I want to bring up the fact that our current president, his first action as president was to destroy our economy.
Oh, yeah. And destroy our border, lock us down, and made sure none of us could go to work or do anything.
Get a bunch of innocent people trapped in the Middle East.
And pulling out us from an unstable country as it was, and left billions of dollars of military equipment to be used by terrorists.
Well, why would you remove the soldiers before removing the weapons?
Yeah, like, that's the way it's supposed to go. You're supposed to remove the weapons,
Remove the civilians.
remove the civilians, install a government that you can either be a puppet master to, or one that will actually be able to defend itself from when the Taliban does roll in.
Yeah.
No, he bungled that one.
Yeah.
But going what you said about how Trump was the best president in recent memory in our lifetime, let's see. We were barely alive for Clinton. We saw his tail end where he got a little sucky under the Oval Office.
Yeah, because like with Clinton, I'm not counting him because depending on your exact age, you might not have been alive for him.
At least 3 of us were. 20 years.
Yeah, I was alive, but like I don't remember anything about it because, 1995, I was born. So
you were literally at the tail end of it.
Yeah.
And I was 94, so
93.
And I think 91. It goes. Yeah, I was gonna say I think it goes 91.
Giga probably has the best memory about Clinton than all of us.
Not really.
That's the thing. Clinton wasn't a bad president per se. There's some shit he did that I do question.
The first thing that I remember about anything political was the Bush versus Gore election, and my class staged a fake election.
Your school did that too?
Yeah.
Wow, so did ours.
And that's the only thing. That's the earliest thing that I remember. Anything politics related.
Yeah, that was my first major memory. I remember the bit of the scandal about Clinton. I didn't understand it. Obviously, I was 4, 5, 6 years old. And I remember my mom and dad telling me he was a decent president, that he was a decent leader. Then we had Bush. Good old my little Billy Goat Bush.
Yeah.
I forget, was it Baby Bush that we first had, or was Daddy Bush in our... Okay.
Daddy Bush, he was with Desert Storm, ironically. And then Baby Bush. Well, I think Jeb is Baby Bush.
Okay, I'm just going by what my dad used to call them.
Baby Bush. But yeah, I mean, he got us into we were attacked under his watch, which I don't know if we can really hold him at fault for that one.
No.
But then he decided that we should retaliate against the wrong countries. So
wasn't that Baby Bush that did that though? I think.
Oh, sorry. That's what I was.
Yeah, there was something about Baby Bush wanted to retaliate against the wrong country for something that happened in his father's term.
I was looking at other things. So
they're actually very accurate because the father, Bush Sr., he basically made an embarrassment. Iraq made an embarrassment out of him, and Saddam Hussein hated the father. Saddam Hussein, the leader of Iraq, he hated Bush Sr. And when we were attacked on 9/11, he decided to go into Iraq instead of Afghanistan because of weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist. Also,
Bush back up.
Jr. could get revenge on for his father.
Wait, back up. Was it that Iraq attacked us or Afghanistan attacked us and we attacked the other?
Technically, Al-Qaeda attacked us, so neither, but Al-Qaeda was stationed in Afghanistan.
Okay.
Yeah, but the people that funded the attack were all Saudi royals. So
yeah.
What the fuck?
Hey, if you even look closer, there's some people that say Israel even had a hand in funding it. Israel, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, all our allies.
Something inside job.
Just saying, how did that tower that didn't even get struck by the planes go down? Building 7.
I don't know anything about that. I was 7, I think.
My biggest concern is why the day before, on September 10th, did the owners of the trade centers decide to take out a massive multi-billion-dollar insurance policy on the towers.
Oh, is that it? Was that a thing?
That was actually a thing, yes.
Okay.
So yeah,
I mean,
it was.
it's right up there with like. I don't know when it was, but it was fairly recent. When everything started in 2020, that a certain country was researching coronaviruses in bats.
China. You can say that.
Oh, okay.
You're allowed to say that now on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
They reversed the policy the other day. We can talk about the coronavirus and the conspiracies with it as long as we don't say. No, I think they reversed all policies on it.
I'm not saying that I believe it. I'm just saying that it raises the same kind of flags.
I don't believe in coincidences.
Many coincidences is a pattern.
Exactly.
That is like my mantra when it comes to conspiracy theories. Many coincidences is a pattern.
Mm-hmm. And when there's a pattern, then there is something there.
Right. Even if it's like correlation is not necessarily causation, it's still a thing.
Finally, we get to talk about conspiracy theories without me sounding like a complete nut job.
Well, I mean, also, like, it's not YouTube that I'm afraid of. It's certain circles of the internet.
Oh, Black Bloc Antifa type?
No, and if I say what it is, then that kind of defeats the purpose.
Type it, because I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll explain after.
Okay. I'm very confused. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Certain circles.
Certain circles of the internet, yes.
Okay. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about now. Oh, jeez. It's like there's a lot of strange things. Oh, right. Obama. What did Obama do? There's a laundry list. I mean,
do you want the good or the bad?
Let's do the good. Let's say some of the good things Obama did, because I give credit where credit is due. Obama did do some good things.
Yeah, he did do some good things for the economy.
He was our first black president. That's a good thing.
But okay. Like,
hey, I'm using their own things when they talk about Obama.
Okay.
What else was there? I'm trying to remember, because this is also the president that made me turn against my own party. What else good things did he do?
I like how we can't even think of anything.
Yeah, that's bad.
The economy and...
He supposedly got Osama bin Laden killed.
I think that it, like, came out that... Fuck, was it SEAL Team 6 or something? That, like, someone in that team said that Obama had, like, nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it was actually Hillary. Shockingly.
Oh, okay.
Hillary Clinton was the mastermind behind it, which is not shocking because the Clintons love getting people killed.
Oh boy.
And one day I'm just going to do a political comedy show.
Yeah, we have some good one-liners on this podcast.
I know. Yes, we do. Like, if we ever do a side show for, like, Rumble where we can actually speak our mind freely, I think we would have so much fun doing that.
Yeah.
We are actually diverse enough. We wouldn't be a big bubble, big echo chamber.
Yeah. Because, like, especially with Dark, who is the most left-leaning of any of us.
Yeah.
And you're the most right-leaning, so...
Yeah.
Certainly. Sometimes I lean left with a lot of things.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that you lean right a lot more than I do, and I consider myself a right-leaning centrist.
It's not my fault. I keep getting pushed further and further that way every time I read the news.
You know, this reminds me, someone on my friends list I saw had a Discord status that said forced pregnancy is a crime against humanity, and I was just sitting there thinking, no one's forcing anyone to be pregnant.
Yeah, there's such thing as condoms and
and celibacy and abstinence.
the morning after pill.
That too.
But a
Well,
lot of these places want to ban the morning after pill too.
Only like a super
but like,
crazy red
as far as
states.
I'm aware, abortion isn't even banned. It's just if you're a practitioner, you're not required to do it.
Well, not even that. It's technically it's only banned, and I think not even fully banned because there are exceptions still in some states. I think only one state outright completely 100% banned it.
Is that Texas?
No.
Oh.
I want to say Alabama.
Oh.
You know
I think it
the
was.
one state famous for sister fucking.
Yeah.
Gotta keep them incest babies happening.
Oh my god, that also reminds me that I saw two leftists going at it recently about like. Okay, so like.
Hey, hold on, time out. Did you just say two leftists?
Yes.
Okay, please proceed.
Okay, so on Flight Rising, well, two things. One, there's a confessions blog on Tumblr for Flight Rising that's called the Salt blog, it's called the Drama blog, it's called the Confessions blog, whatever. Point is that people go there to complain about things that they can't complain about on site because either they use language that would get them banned or they don't want to draw attention to themselves or whatever. Flight Rising has a pretty robust, I would say, lore, especially with its 11 deities, which people like to ship with each other. And the staff recently confirmed that they have a sibling-like relationship, even though that's utter bullshit because of how the deities were created, but whatever. And people have been complaining, or have been complaining on the blog about that, or complaining about the people complaining, and saying things like, stop shipping these because they're siblings and because the developers want you to stop doing it, whatever. There was one person that said something along the lines of, leave that shit back in Alabama, and someone in the comments chewed them out for the stereotype.
Oh.
And it was just so entertaining to watch.
Oh, that sounds
That
amazing.
stereotype wouldn't be a stereotype if there wasn't a grain of truth to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, it was just so entertaining seeing a leftist being anti-shipping and saying this like very anti right-leaning area, I would say. Wouldn't Alabama be right-leaning?
Oh, super.
Yeah.
Yes.
Being very anti-right-leaning area, and then another leftist coming in and chewing them out for basically being classist and encouraging stereotypes, and it was the funniest shit.
You know, this is why I shouldn't even be worried about a civil war, because they'll eat themselves alive if we let them.
I really need to find the thing. Sorry, someone
and I
DM'd
stand
me.
corrected. Alabama isn't the incest capital of the United States. It's Virginia, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes sense. Southern Virginia,
West Virginia
is.
It's Southern Virginia.
Hang on, I need to find the
Southern
post.
Virginia is a weird place, man. I've been there once.
they share more of a gene pool than anything else.
No, but I will say that when it comes to abortion, I do believe it should be legal in any case.
Mm-hmm.
Legal being the key word. And that's because when you start saying that it's illegal with exceptions, then you have to start legally defining what those exceptions are. And in, medicine, trying to have these legal definitions, you're gonna come across so many weird edge cases and stuff that it shouldn't, like the government, the courts, everything like that has no business in a woman's life like that to decide whether her specific case matches those legal definitions or not.
I found it.
And
As shocking as this might sound, because with how right-leaning I am, I'm not against abortion. I'm just
I mean, I wasn't
old.
saying you were. I just
I
wanted
know.
to voice
It's
my
like I've
opinion.
never come out and said my stance on that. Despite being someone who is religious, who does believe it's still a separate individual, I believe in the old Democrat way of abortion: safe, legal, and rare.
Yeah.
I don't believe abortion should be an alternative to contraception.
Right. It should.
Right.
You shouldn't. Okay. Forcing doctors to clean up your own bad decision should not have ever been considered an essential human right.
Exactly.
I mean,
And
that said, if a woman wants to have an abortion just because she wants the abortion, that should be allowed. I would rather it not happen, right? Of course.
Mhm.
I am someone who says that if you can, you should make sure to try to make the pregnancy work and everything like that. But in my opinion, like I said, when you start trying to make legal, do it illegal with exceptions, you just start running into,
issues.
yeah.
Muddy. The water
Yeah,
gets very muddy very fast.
I feel like rather than just making it legal for any reason, it really should be legal under scrutiny.
It should be
Because
something they prance around being proud of.
also, like, if you want to get an abortion, fine, I don't have a right to stop you, but I will think less of you as a person for it.
And I, knowing how people are, there are going to be some women who would rather have people think they just want the abortion than for another very real reason that they have that they would,
Yeah, like, I can
Uh,
understand that, but I I've said multiple times, I'm not pro-choice, I'm not pro-life, I'm pro-responsibility. And
Very
if
fair stance.
the reason that you want an abortion is because you just weren't responsible, I will think less of you as a person.
and that's fair.
I also do think there should be a cutoff, because
Yes.
if you're crowning, that baby's halfway out, and you decide, oh, I want this baby gone now, you should not be allowed to have that happen. I know that's an exaggeration, but there are cases where people are 9 months pregnant, verge of being pregnant, verge of giving birth, and they decide to have the abortion.
As far as I know, in those cases, the pregnancy is aborted, but the child is still, like, they don't kill the child in those
I can
cases.
point out a few cases here in New York
I'm sure
State where
there are. I'm sure there are cases where they have killed the child, but what I'm saying is the vast majority of the time, it is only that they've aborted the pregnancy. Just because a pregnancy is aborted does not mean the child dies.
Right.
Oh, there's also there's 2 states, Pennsylvania and I think, ironically enough, Virginia again, where after birth abortion is a thing,
Really?
which I think is diabolical.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look it up. It's sadistic, where they ask the parent, "Do you want to keep it, or do you want us to leave it, let it make it comfortable, and it will die on its own?"
Now I'm
It's
glad I pushed Rock
diabolical.
to Florida instead of living
No, it's
in
not Florida.
Virginia.
It's Virginia and
No, I'm
Pennsylvania.
saying.
He was
No,
born
I'm
in
saying
Virginia.
Yeah, like I'm glad I'm down here, not so in Virginia.
Right
Jesus.
now, despite all the madness and all the jokes that they make about Florida right now is the state to be.
Yeah, just ignore all the possible hurricanes in your set.
Yeah, you have terrible weather. But you actually have a governor that cares about his citizens.
We had a tornado the other week here in
Seriously?
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oof. We had a chain of bad thunderstorms, but half of them missed, and the one that did hit almost made a flood.
Apparently, it actually touched down, not anywhere near me, but like trees got torn up.
Wow.
Weather is scary.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've always been taught at a young age is respect the weather, because it can kill you in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Just respect nature in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I found the flight rising thing.
Oh, did you share it?
Yes.
Oh, yes, you did. Oh, this is going to be good.
You can read it out loud if you want. It's funny.
Okay.
The comment that I was thinking of is from Drake Simbler.
Okay. Now, do you want me to read it from start to finish?
Sure. Just remember that comments on Tumblr, oldest is at the bottom.
Okay, so start from bottom up.
Yeah, but read the main post and then read the comments.
Now, is the main post the top thing on top? Because I've never used Tumblr before. Okay. Oh my god! Okay. I just scanned through some shit. Okay.
That's a good sign.
Okay, Sirius Phoenix. You people who are romantically and sexually shipping the deities, get y'all's honky-tonk asses back to the bayou and go be a clown there, cause sibling cest ain't a thing the rest of us want to see. The creators of the deities said they are siblings and have asked us not to ship them. End of discussion. They are their creation. They get final say. These people are actively looking at their creation and being forced to see people do weird stuff to them. God, can you imagine if they ever saw the Sonic subreddit? They aren't as disconnected from fan stuff as, say, a Hollywood director or actor is. They are real people behind the screen. I'm not saying this to be like a Puritan who's fainting at the even mention of the word sex. I want people to realize that things they say and create are not in a void and have real consequences.
My favorite part of this is that they misspelled deity.
I know. That's why I was there's a lot of grammatical errors that I had a hard time reading through it.
Dietists.
Now from the bottom up is the comments?
Yep.
I mean, they aren't wrong, but there's some bizarre choices in wording, even excluding the deity misspelling. I agree, but I'm also sick of the lol redneck southerners all do incest jokes. I do not know what is going on in the Flight Rising forums, and I am too afraid to ask now. Oh, I'm glad other people hate the redneck incest thing. Listen, shipping incest is shit and all, but attributing incest / being inbred as a quality that essentially poor people in a certain region of America have is not sympathetic or progressive or prioritizing real people. The final of which should be the most important. Like, I think real victims of incest should get more sympathy than being reduced to a classist stereotype. Not to mention, more sympathy than, at the end of the day, pixels, both are bad. One is obviously vastly worse and systematic, because it's real. Imagine being this upset about fake dragon, fake... Shit, I broke. I couldn't stop laughing. I love laughing. Imagine being this upset about fake dragon, fake incest. I refuse to get involved in deity shipping discourse, but honestly, can we stop with the redneck incest thing at user? Put it better than I can, but yeah, it's probably something that needs to stop. Yeah, the redneck incest thing is dumb, y'all. I am from the bayou. Don't send them here, please, and thank you. We don't want them.
Heart.
People really think of the South as filled with SpongeBob gag characters, huh?
This was so funny.
I wonder how they feel about Game of Thrones.
Or, medieval and Renaissance Europe.
Someone should go look at the Egyptian pharaoh's lineage real quick.
But believe me,
Jesus.
Nate, they hate medieval Europe because Christianity bad.
I was going to say it's all white people.
That too.
Speaking of which, that reminds me that I recently watched a Loxton video.
Yep. I was just
The
thinking of that.
the Reggie of Every Type video, and I was not a fan of how he misportrayed the Dark Ages.
Neither was about half of the comments.
Yeah, I looked and I was like, okay, good. I'm not the only one who did not like that.
Ever since, partway through his Cascade series, he's just been getting more and more, I wouldn't say woke quite yet, but he keeps taking these random cheap shots at Christianity and Republicans and Republican America and white people, and I'm like, I'm not here for your political takes, I'm here for Pokemon.
Sounds pretty woke to me.
And you would think that someone as well-read as Loxton seems to be would know better.
Everyone gets high on their own supply every now and then.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair with the whole Dark Ages thing, that is something
it's a
that
common myth.
it's been taught that way since the Renaissance, right?
Yeah.
The Renaissance came around and they were like, we're so much better than those backwards Dark Ages that preceded us. We are the Renaissance, the rebirth.
Yeah, it's not so much that as it is Renaissance scholars worshipped the Roman Empire.
Right, yes, yeah.
And they are naturally biased towards the things that came after until they tried to basically recreate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, yeah, I understand that it's taught that way and that it's a common myth, but, so is the idea that, Nazi Germany was capitalist. That is in the world history curriculum in the US.
Can we say what Nazi stands for real quick?
Go ahead.
Nazi's actually a National Socialist. Did I say it louder for the people in back?
No. Okay. I'm wearing earbuds.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
You didn't go too loud.
A lot of people don't know that Nazi actually stood for something.
But they aren't real socialists. They were just using that term to gain sympathy. And, isn't that what you guys are doing?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that brings me to something I would love to say. I've noticed something with the left. This goes for wide... I could just toss a net out and hit what I'm targeting here. They're accusing us of the exact same shit they're doing.
Yeah.
They're accusing us of being fascists. Well, they go through daily life using fascistic tactics to get their way.
Hasn't that been a thing since 2015?
Yes. Just getting more blatant now.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much everyone who's sane has seen that since 2015. And I guess it's just now becoming a mainstream idea or something.
It's more or less that people are starting to realize that the asylum's run by the patients now.
Mm.
I mean, it's just they're accusing us of hoarding guns and hoarding bullets. Meanwhile, they are literally turning the IRS into a military faction.
And hoarding baby formula.
Yeah, and sending it to Ukraine. They're also sending all the baby formula to Ukraine. That's why we have a shortage of it.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Look,
Who would have thought?
I consider sending all of it to a country that we don't really have any business helping as hoarding it.
Mm-hmm. The only reason why we're helping Ukraine the way we are, it has nothing to do with Russia. It's because they basically own Biden.
Right.
And his son, mostly his son. You know damn well there's some blackmail going on. It's like, oh, if you don't help us, we will expose everything you and Hunter did.
But also, Russia bad, and Russia has been bad since 2016.
2016, Russia's been bad since the 80s.
No, I'm talking about like mainstream narrative.
I know, I'm just saying and mainstream media, video games, and movies. Russia's always like the go-to bad guy.
Oh yes, I'm just like referring more so to the whole Trump is a Russian plant thing.
Oh, that, yeah. And meanwhile, it was actually Schumer, Pelosi, and Clinton doing the Russia collusion shit.
Yep.
I said, accuse your enemy of the exact same thing you're going to do.
Yep. That is an extreme example of what we call projection.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the national gaslighting, the nationwide gaslighting.
Yep.
We can see something with our own eyes. We see it happening on camera. Then the media says, no, that's not what happened.
Yep.
Don't believe your lying eyes.
How can the truth be real if our eyes aren't real?
Oh, fuck. I actually get that one.
Oh, it's too bad it wasn't like, 20 minutes later and we could have just ended on that.
Oh,
That would be a really weird thing to end on.
Yeah.
That's the point.
I'm trying to think of a 1984 quote here that actually applies to this. Something about the party.
I think Paradise Lost would be a...
I've never actually read Paradise Lost.
I haven't
that
either.
Upsets me. Oh, okay. Because it really upsets me. I've never read Paradise Lost.
But
I've read
from-
Dante's Divine Comedy, but not Paradise Lost.
Yeah. But from what I've heard, Paradise Lost is more relevant than 1984 to the modern world.
I mean, yeah, I could see some, like with the fall of Lucifer and how he tried to fight for their own kind.
Yeah.
I can see it.
So yeah, that got very political very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's sometimes fun to talk about politics, especially when you need to get it off your back.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's better to not scream into a void because God knows whatever's going to scream back at you.
I mean, I don't really care about that part.
I'm just making up.
I know.
It's a sort of joke.
I know.
I can't find the quote I wanted to say out loud. That's pissing me off.
Oh, well.
About how the party in 1984 changes what is fact every day, and if you don't go by what they say, you're disappeared.
Yeah, for thought crimes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you hear about this? This is actually a good segue. You bring up thought crimes. Did you hear the latest that Google's going to try to do?
I've heard a lot of things that Google is trying to do. You'll have to be more specific.
About debunking conspiracy theories before they happen. I wonder if they have a tub with 3 psychic girls and it hooked up to a machine that predicts the future for police so they can stop future crime. Minority Report, everybody, go watch it.
No, see, the way that they're going to do it is by, like, explaining the truth before the conspiracy theorists get to it, and then calling it a conspiracy.
God, I hate the world we live in. I would embrace a meteor right now. But like it's just That one thing, they're literally trying to prevent future crimes that haven't happened yet.
Oh, I mean
Oh boy.
that's kind of what crime stopping is anyway. But like,
No, I mean like arresting the. No, have you ever seen Minority Report?
no,
Oh, you should. You would like it. It's in the thing they have these psychic people hooked up to like a machine, and they're able to predict the future. And the cops arrest the people before they even commit the crimes. They don't need the people who don't even know they're going to commit the crimes, and they're being arrested for crimes they didn't even have in their head yet.
huh?
It's more than just that. Like if I went further into it, it would spoil like the big twisty twists. That's a movie that everyone should see because it's really good. One of Tom Cruise's best movies, I would say.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, they're too busy trying to prevent that when there's actual crime going on unchecked in this nation.
Yep.
And we have cartels sending mountains of fentanyl into our nation from China, by the way.
Huh.
We have DAs letting out criminals who just go back out and commit more crime. That's mind-boggling. What else do we have? Oh, Chicago is a thing where that is just gangs take over the city at night.
Okay, but wasn't that just like the Antifa zone? And,
Oh,
like,
that's Chaz. That's over in Portland.
I know, but like, wasn't that basically just the same thing?
Well, it's hard to say because Chicago last night they did something cool. They basically took over the city for street races, and that made me giggle. It's like I told my mom. My mom was telling me about it today, and I was like, "Oh, if you're going to commit a crime, at least make it a cool crime that no one gets hurt with."
I mean, people do get hurt in street races.
If they're
But
bad,
it's their own fault.
Yeah.
They're not actively going out to kill someone or rob someone. They're just having fun.
Yeah, fair.
I can respect adrenaline junkies wanting to go fast. I can respect that. I'm not condoning crime, by the way, anyone watching. I'm just saying street racing is a way to go to jail.
Just don't try to break out through the window.
You know, that whole thing of if you're going to commit a crime, at least make it cool reminds me of my opinion on insults. If you're going to insult somebody, do something creative.
Yeah.
I agree.
Does insulting them in a language that I made up count as creative?
Yes.
I mean, yes, but like if you're still just, doing a fairly standard insult just in another language, it's still whatever. But,
Like, be creative about things. Like, don't just go straight to a certain slur, to insult someone. Be creative. Think of something. Use your brain. I know it's hard, but...
But what if we don't want to think?
Then you have no business insulting
I'm
anyone.
sure there's gamer words. Yeah.
Going up to a fat person, going, "Oh, what are you, 300 pounds?" That's not fun.
No, you just start walking around them slowly. They say, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm caught in your orbit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
As I say, as I'm a fat fuck sitting in a chair right now.
I mean, I'm also very overweight.
I was bullied bad
But
for
yeah,
my weight.
if somebody came up to me and insulted me with something funny, I'd just be like, "Yeah, good job." Yeah. Maybe I'm just weird for that. I don't know.
I respect creative. Like if they're creative about things, I'll respect it.
Yeah.
Like, if you completely destroy me with only a few words, I won't be mad. I'll be goddamn impressed.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, if you can say an insult that destroys their entire family and their descendants for generations,
Yeah.
you're done good.
I'm gonna agree to disagree on that.
I know, it hurts to be made fun of. We're not condoning that.
No, of course not. It's just
Someone who was...
I believe in defending yourself. I don't like. Yeah.
Oh, you're saying don't take shit. You're
Yeah.
saying stand up for yourself. Don't let them walk over you with insults.
Right.
That's a better message than what we're trying to send here.
I believe in defending yourself. I don't believe in attacking unprovoked.
You know what the worst thing is?
What?
When you're made fun of, or you get something said to you, and you come up with a comeback like 6 hours later.
Yeah.
It's like a world-shattering comeback. Language was that?
French.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounded like French.
Yeah. I wasn't sure, but...
Actually, I think I did it terribly. I think it's l'esprit de l'escalier.
What does that translate to?
So literally it translates to the spirit of the staircase.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically the French equivalent of a shower thought.
Not even that. It's what you were just talking about when you come up with a comeback to something long after the fact.
Yeah. But like it's the same basic principle of your mind is no longer occupied. It starts to wander because you're doing some menial task like taking a shower or going up the stairs, and you think of something really good, just like unprompted.
Okay. Makes sense. That's cool. I like that. But Killian made a good point. You should defend yourself and stand up for yourself. Even if it is a world-ending comeback, a world-ending insult where you're not going to be able to recover, at least try. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. Because, like, again, I don't believe in just attacking unprovoked. But if someone attacks you, defend yourself.
Right. And when in doubt, kick them in the nuts.
Or just tell them to fuck off. Oh, that, like, reminds me.
Or just walk away.
Yeah.
There is...
I've tried the walk away method. They follow sometimes.
Well, that's when you turn around and punch them.
Right. We do not condone violence here on the Foxfire Podcast.
But
we love the government. We love China. We love communism too.
Your nose is growing a bit long there.
Please, it would break through the wall with how many lies I just said. Is my social credit score high enough, Daddy Xi Jinping?
But yeah, that kind of just reminds me that on one of Picastri's Sardonyx episodes, there was some asshole in the comments saying that he would prefer if the battle backgrounds were just pure white instead of the quote-unquote mediocre MS Paint drawings. And it took a lot of self-restraint to not just tell him to fuck off.
I mean, I've always liked them. I thought they were charming.
Yeah, and I even told him his opinion is in the minority. Generally, most players like them. And I did
love the indoor ones.
I did emphasize most players because if you're not playing the game, I don't really care what you think about it.
I think I even said that my first time playing through before I even met you guys that I thought they were charming.
Yeah, and it's like I can't do backgrounds to save my life, especially not in pixel art, but I can scribble, and the scribbles look nice.
I got practice backgrounds, especially for another project you guys are doing.
Oh, yeah.
like you just once you give me like a good like, oh, do you want an anime style? Do you want it more realistic for the backgrounds? Do you want it pixelated? Please don't say you want it pixelated.
No, I was thinking closer to like my shaded sketch style, like I drew the main
Okay.
character in. But
Yeah,
speaking,
that shouldn't be that hard.
but yeah, speaking of, I do kind of want to have a chat about that in the after party. But after
Okay.
like we do our gotta go get water, gotta go to the bathroom, whatever stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like once we're all sit down and comfy.
Yeah. And for the audience, no, you don't get to know what this is about yet.
No. Some secrets are best kept secrets.
Yep.
Mhm.
But okay, I have something completely unrelated. And this is mostly a question directed at Nate because he keeps plants. So I don't know if it's because I had a plant that died or if it's because the plant food stick is exposed to the air or whatever. But there's like in one of my planters, thankfully it's not close to any of the actual plants, but there's like a food stick that's sticking out of the soil and it's getting this white fuzz on it. Should I be concerned about that? I assume I should take it out, but I don't know if that's just like the nutrients or whatever in the stick reacting to the air or if it's because there's like the corpse of a dead plant somewhere in there.
I think that regardless of what it is, just take that top part off that has the white stuff on it.
Okay.
Throw it away.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's not close enough to the actual plants for me to be super
Mhm.
concerned, but yeah, it should probably be removed.
Yeah, just
I'm
take
pretty
off
sure
the
that's
white
a
fuzzy
mold.
part.
Yeah.
It also could just be anything else. Like
Yeah, it could be like some other type of plant or something growing on
it
it.
could be oxidation. It could
Yeah.
be
Like my first
It's one of
thought
those things better safe than sorry.
my first thought was mold, but it doesn't really look like mold. But
I've seen similar things happen to my mom to a plant here where it just ended up spreading across the dirt. And thankfully, there was like we got the plant out in time, but I wanted to leave it out of curiosity to see what it would do, and it just turned the whole top of the dirt white.
yeah, it's just on the food stick for now. It's not on the soil.
Okay.
Although a general update on my plants, both of my aloes are doing well. The aloe vera is getting very tall, and the tiger tooth aloe I think needs a new planter soon because it's had multiple babies, and I worry that there's not enough room.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Like,
do you use your aloe or do you just keep it as a plant?
I just keep it as a plant. I like it.
We had aloe once, and we actually just used it.
I mean,
I had a bad.
I could use it, but I like having all the leaves there.
I saw a neat trick with aloe. Harvest it and get all the slime out of it. You put the slime in to mix it with water and like blend it, and you get a cutting of any plant, and you put the slime on the where you cut it.
I'm aware of that. Yeah.
You stick that, and oh, you know about the cloning trick?
Yep. It's called gel, by the way.
Cool. Huh?
It's called gel, by the way, not slime.
It's still slimy.
But most gel is slimy.
It helps with sunburns, so I ain't complaining.
You can also eat aloe gel, but you should probably wash it off first because there's like latex in it, and while that won't harm you in that amount, it doesn't taste very good.
Right.
I
mean,
also,
I've had.
Go ahead.
It's also a laxative, so there's that.
That too.
I've had drinks infused with aloe in it.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty good. Weird.
Yeah. And
no,
like in a lot of grocery stores, you can find just like bottles of juice or flavored water with just cubes of aloe in them.
Yeah. Sometimes at the local Walmart, there are these like huge aloe leaves in the produce section. They don't have them very often, but they do have them sometimes. And
We have those at my Walmart as well.
And sometimes I wonder, could I just take this and plant it?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
why not?
Because, like, I would have assumed that, like, maybe it got too cold and, the whatever refrigerator room that they put it in. But, like, they look green and they look healthy, and I wonder what would happen if I tried to plant it.
it would take a while for anything to happen, but it'll grow roots and then make
Mhm.
a few new leaves and
Neat.
Yeah.
Because
It's
they're
worth
always
the experiment.
they're always like long and broad, and my aloe is skinny. Yeah, because it's not getting enough light probably, and the pot might be too small.
That sounds like a fun experiment to try.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I mean,
taking a
with most
lobster and
succulent
raising it.
plants, you can just take a leaf off and put it in some soil and it'll start growing stuff.
Yeah.
I love how hardy those plants are.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure that my aloe had like a bad winter because I wasn't sure how much to change its watering schedule, and like I wasn't sure if I was overwatering it or underwatering it. Turns out I was underwatering it, but like it's bounced back really nice. The tips are still like yellowy, but that's fine.
They take a long time to recover too.
Yeah.
So we are over 2 hours.
We are.
Yep.
Want to call it a night?
Sure.
Okay. I don't need to save the game. So yeah, this was a interesting episode to say the least.
Yep.
Got a bit heated there, but at least we're not heated at each other.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like, I don't know if that counted as heated because we kind of all agreed with each other.
Well, no, I mean, it was definitely spicy topics.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we got to indulge on conspiracy theories.
Hmm.
And I didn't bring up lizard people at all. Oh, that on-running joke never gets old.
Yep.
So, yeah, if you enjoyed this episode of the Foxfire Podcast, be sure to leave a like and share it around. It helps us all grow the channel, especially us small channels. We need all the love we can get. Be sure to check out some links down in the description below. All of Kalion's links to her art and her art Twitter are down in the description below, as well as my art links, which y'all should check out both. She does great work.
Very good.
Does anyone want to say anything before I fully wrap it up?
I can't think of anything.
I would say something funny, but I can't think of anything either.
Yeah.
Giga, leave us with some words of wisdom.
Can someone just catch Chris Chan already? If he's still on the run?
What? Wait, I didn't.
Thank God that was proven false.
Okay.
Damn it.
Yes, if somebody can just catch Chris Chan already if he's still on the
Oh,
run.
okay.
Well, I'm sure he's in Quickville by now. God help us all. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Good night, everyone.